Austin here. I'm standing at the base of this mountain that's actually right behind my house. You can see parts of it. It doesn't look that steep from here, but I want to tell you a story. So about 4 years ago, actually it's pushing 5 now, I was in a really dark place. My wife and kids were actually out of town, and I was just having a really hard time. I was less than a year back from a deployment. Things weren't the best with my relationships with my wife, my kids. I was just struggling with multiple things. And I remember it was like 4:30 in the morning, and I just left my house, put on a jacket, and just started walking. And I ended up coming up to these mountains thinking, oh, I'm gonna pray, and I don't know, expecting to get something miraculous out of it. And I remember getting pretty high up. I mean, it doesn't look that big from here. Maybe I'll shoot a few photos from my backyard so you can actually see how big this mountain is. And when you're standing on it, it doesn't look that steep. But I'll tell you, when you get up there and you look back down, you're like, oh crap, what did I get myself into? So I was actually just below the very summit. And it was still, there was some snow like you can see now. It was probably March or so. And I remember looking down, I'm like, dang, I don't know if I can get down. This is way steeper looking down than when I was climbing up. And so luckily I still had some cell service, and I called my friend Dan, and I said, hey Dan, I kind of did something stupid. I climbed the mountain behind my house. I didn't have water. At some point in the snow, no joke, there were paw prints from like mountain lions. Like, I honestly, and then me, you know, oh, I'll just break this stick and make it sharp, and you know, I'm gonna pull off a David and slay a lion. Yeah, right. Just stupid. Anyway, so here I am at the top, kind of right there, and I call my friend Dan. I'm like, Dan, I need help, man. I don't know if I can get down from where I am. And he's like, well, you have two choices. He says, you can find a way down, or I can call 911 and you'll probably be on the news tonight. So I was like, oh shoot, you're right. And so I was like, I'll find my way down, you know, I'll find a way, you know, just take it slow. And no joke, I was like sliding on my butt a lot of the way. It was not eloquent. It was not smooth in any way. I'm pretty sure I was like covered in mud because the ground was wet. And I remember getting to the bottom, and my friend Dan actually met me at the bottom with water and and some reassuring words. But then partially he's just like, well, you made it. He's like, so you won't be on the news tonight. That's great, you know. And I learned some things from that experience. It wasn't necessarily what I expected, but it was such a comfort to call my friend and have him kind of make light of the situation. Not that all situations we need to make light of, but look, we get into these dark places sometimes. We get into these moments where we feel like we don't have an out, and we just feel like we want to get away. We want to run away. And sometimes you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll just take off, you know, I'll just go somewhere else and that'll fix this. Or I'll just change this one thing or whatever. But you know, baggage or dark thoughts, sometimes we just carry them with us. And it takes a friend to reach out to a friend. And it takes a friend sometimes to just point out, hey, it's not that bad. Take it slow, make your way down. I'll meet you at the bottom. I think sometimes if we can just find that person who we can call, and they can really just talk us through it. And a lot of the time when I was climbing down, he was on the phone with me. And as I got to a point that was more safe, he's like, okay, now I'll come get you. We have those people in our lives. If you don't, please reach out to me. Please reach out to, you know, somebody. Just don't let those dark thoughts conquer you. Keep battling, but find a battle buddy. Find somebody who will work with you. That's the whole point of Warrior Ethos. I don't want you guys to think that I'm my brand or I'm the Warrior Ethos brand. That's not what this is. I'm creating these videos because I know that I struggle with things, and I know that I'm not alone. after that first video, I had people emailing me or instant messaging me, and it was amazing, the response. So please, if you ever get stuck on a mountain, call somebody, you know, or let people know where you're going, or, you know, just have somebody there who's gonna be your buddy, who's gonna back you up, and, you know, talk sense to you. And anyway, appreciate you guys. I'm freezing out here because it's, you know, below freezing right now, but I'll talk to you here soon. Thanks, bye.